Hello everyone! Today I am in Northern Virginia in the Falls Church area of Fairfax County. My plan today is to try out some places to get Pollo a la Brasa, the Peruvian charcoal roasted chicken. But then also in getting the charcoal chicken, my plan also is to see what other things are offered by these places. What I have in mind is maybe getting some Peruvian Chinese food to go with the chicken. So that is my plan for today. And I am in front of a place called Spin Pollo, which specializes in Pollo a la Brasa. So that's today's first stop. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to start with the yuquita balls because that's an appetizer. So I want to eat that before I dive into the chicken. This is the first time having one of these things. I've never had one before. It's quite cheesy. There's like molten cheese on the inside of this thing. Whoa, and it's stretchy. Looks like some sort of stretchy like mozzarella cheese or mozzarella-like cheese. I mean, they're quite good on their own, but it comes with this sort of pink condiment that you can dip in. So let me try it dipped. There it goes, nice and slathered with that pink sauce. It really does enhance the cheese. It has a slightly salty, a hint of spice in there too. You know, Pollo a la Brasa, I would say about 20 years ago, it burst upon the scene in the DMV. That's when I first had it. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, I mean, this is the ultimate in chicken. I don't think chicken can taste better than what this is. Whoa. And so you got two pieces here. Let me try the drumstick first. The meat is tender, moist. See this knobby piece at the end, near the ankle? That's one of my favorite pieces. One of my favorite bites. A lot of people discard this or ignore it, but I like this. The chicken always comes with two condiments, a green one and a kind of whitish mayonnaise-y looking one. And so sometimes I just kind of mix them together, and sometimes I just kind of pour them on separately, which is what I did today. So I got the green and the white sauce. Definitely raises it up a notch. Has a very bright flavor that adds to the overall profile of the chicken. Quite good. Let me try the breast and the wing part. Let's see how this is. Of course, with white meat chicken, you always run the risk of it being overcooked and dry, but this is quite moist. With an order of chicken, you get to choose two sides, and I got the rice and bean and the yuca fries. Let me try this rice. The white rice is quite tasty all by itself. Now yuca fries, you know, for those of you who have never had yuca fries, I mean, a yuca is very starchy and it's much more robust and bulky. So it's like the starchier cousin to the French fry. So it tends to be a little bit more substantive than your typical French fry. In addition to the Pollo alla Brasa, I got a plate of Tallarin Saltado, which is a example of Peruvian Chinese food, which they call Chifa. So that's the word they use to describe that particular fusion. It's very popular in Peru. It began when Chinese, particularly from the southern area of China, the Guangdong province area, immigrated to Peru in the late 19th and 20th century. When those immigrants arrived, they brought their foodways with them. So what you have here is beef and noodles stir-fried with a little bit of tomatoes, pieces of carne asada, basically. It's quite tender. And you have like tomatoes in here with some red onions too. The beef itself is much thicker and heartier than you would see normally in a typical Chinese, Cantonese style stir fry. I'm enjoying these noodles. Let me hurry up and finish off this plate because I gotta get to the next spot. Now, I noticed that there's a bunch of places, there's a few places in and around Northern Virginia that go by Super Pollo. I don't know if they're affiliated or not, or if all these owners independently decided that Super Pollo was a cool name for their Pollo alla Brasa restaurant. But this is the Super Pollo that I know. It's next to the Boston Quarter Mall here on Quincy Street. I got what they call the quarter combo. It comes with a quarter piece of chicken and two sides. I got the plantains and the chaufa, or the fried rice. So the chaufa is the Peruvian version of fried rice. And it actually is a loan word from the Cantonese chow fan, which means fried rice. So I got that. And it comes with a pork sausage and a beef sausage, what they call a beef sausage. It looks like a flat piece of steak, really flat. And the sausage is a link. Reminds me of those Texas links I saw when I was in Texas. Those barbecue links that they serve there in Central Texas. Oh, this is quite good. It's not overly salty. Some spices in there, a hint of heat. Wow. That's quite nice. I think it's some sort of skirt steak. I squeezed some lime on it, which adds to the profile. But let me start with the chicken. Whoa, it is super moist. I can figure that out just by touching it. I know why it's called Super Pollo. That thing is super seasoned, quite delicious. Very moist, as I said earlier. Very crispy. This is some good Pollo alla Brasa. I can taste the smokiness of it. And look at the skin. Nice brown golden color. Extremely crispy. The plantain, look at this plantain. It has a nice kind of saturated color to it. I mean, you could tell this thing has been nicely cooked, seared. Those are some intensely flavorful plantains. These are some of the best plantains I think I've ever had anywhere. All right, I also ordered the Lomo Saltado, which is another Chifa dish, Peruvian Chinese dish. It has beef stir-fried with onions, very similar to what I had over at Spin Pollo, the stir-fried beef, onions, and tomatoes over the noodles. But the interesting thing is it has French fries on the bottom underneath the beef, the tomatoes, and the onions. So rather than having noodles, you get two starches, the rice and the French fries. Okay, for my first bite of the Lomo Saltado, I'm going to get some onions. There's a French fry in there and some beef. Very tender. Wow. I like the presence of those French fries, actually. I mean, biting into the beef and the French fry at the same time is quite nice. I would have eaten this stir fry with rice. But if I don't want to do that necessarily, I can interchange rice with the potato and get both, the best of both worlds, basically. And because they use these really, really large, what they call steak fries, they really hold up nicely under all that is demanded of them. I mean, you got beef leaking juices on top of it, tomatoes leaking moisture, onions weeping, and then of course you have the rice, which goes well with stir fries like this. Stir fry. I particularly enjoyed those Peruvian Chinese selections. They were quite good. The noodles and the Lomo Saltado. You know, leave me a comment below. You know, I'd love to hear from you. What did you think about the food that I ate today? And what are your thoughts about Pollo a la Brasa and Chifa, Chinese-Peruvian food? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on the next episode. Bye-bye.